Hey folks, I'm Sarah and I'm on the 2025 jury for what I think is the best book prize for literary fiction from small presses. It's called the Republic of Consciousness Prize, United States and Canada, and it is dedicated to literary fiction from small presses in North America. Over the next few months, I will be sharing every single book nominated for the prize, and while I can't share my personal opinions on each book just yet, I will share enough details so that you can get to know the book and the publisher. Every book gets its very own video, and you are not going to want to miss a single one. Next up, but in no particular order, again, is book number 9, and that is On Earth as It Is Beneath by Ana Paula Maia, translated by Padma Viswanathan and published by Charco Press. This slim novel is set in a decommissioned penal colony in the middle of nowhere in Brazil, and a dwindling group of inmates awaits the arrival of officials who are supposed to be coming to move them to another facility, but just aren't showing up. And communication with the outside world seems to have been cut off. Their food is running out. The climate is extremely punishing, and the inmates, one by one, are being hunted down. The remaining men dream of escape, but they are haunted constantly by the bodies that are buried underneath their feet, the bodies of their peers, the other inmates, bodies of their animals, and the bodies of those who have been imprisoned, enslaved, and tortured on this land where this penal colony sits for centuries. This is violent and fast-paced. There's a lot of action packed into this tiny little book. This, I learned after finishing it, is actually somewhat of a prequel to the book Of Cattle and Men, and specifically one character, the prequel for one of the characters' stories from Of Cattle and Men. And Of Cattle and Men won the UK Republic of Consciousness Prize in 2024. It was a 2023 published book by Charco Press, and then won the prize in the spring of 2024. So I learned about this prequel nature of the book after I finished it, actually from one of the other judges for the prize, because I haven't yet read Of Cattle and Men, but have been wanting to, and now certainly will. The publisher, however, Charco Press, does not share this detail, that it is somewhat of a prequel on the website or in any of the materials I've seen for the book. So if they didn't want you to know that going into the book, I apologize for telling you now. I'm sorry, but I just thought that was cool and interesting and a good thing to know. Ana Paula Maia is a prize-winning Brazilian author and scriptwriter. She won the Sao Paulo Literature Prize for Best Novel of the Year 2 years in a row, in 2018 for this novel, On Earth as It Is Beneath, and in 2019 for a novel called Bury Your Dead, which is forthcoming from Charco Press in 2027, which is very exciting. Charco Press started in the UK. Charco means puddle in Spanish, and it's also a colloquialism, as they explain, used in some Latin American countries to refer to the Atlantic Ocean. So you can imagine the publisher started in the UK, publishing books from across the puddle in Latin America. And so Charco Press says that they were born from a desire to do something a little out of the ordinary, to bring you, the reader, books from a different part of the world. Outstanding books, books you want to read, maybe even books you need to read. Charco Press is ambitious. We're changing the current literary scene and making room for a kind of literature that has been overlooked. We want to be that bridge between a world of talented contemporary writers and yourself. And they say, we select authors whose work feeds the imagination, challenges perspective, and sparks debate. Authors that are shining lights in the world of contemporary literature. Authors that have won awards and received critical acclaim. Best-selling authors. In short, the very best of contemporary Latin American literature, brought to you in English translation for the first time. And they started in the UK, but they are now distributing in the US as a couple of years ago. My Charco, I just redid my shelves up my Charco stack. Can you see that? No, you cannot see. This is my personal Charco stack. They're very collectible because they all come in these great bright colors and in uniform sizes. And my two favorite to date, probably Charco titles are Elena Knows and also The Adventures of China Iron. Two great options if you're looking into checking out Charco Press. And that's just one of many incredible books nominated by one of many incredible publishers. The long list of 10 books is usually announced in mid-January-ish, but I guarantee you there are going to be more than 10 amazing books from these nominees. So if you love offbeat, under-the-radar literary fiction, you are going to want to follow along. Click above or below for the next nominated book. If I've filmed it, it'll be available there. If not, stay tuned for just a little while longer. And in the meantime, you can click the playlist below that will contain all of the nominated books that I've shared so far. Again, my name is Sarah. Thank you so much for joining me here. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.